What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 4 of my off-season training. A couple things changed in rotation this week. On my bench press, I dropped the reps down to sets of 8, so I'm back down to 3 working sets of 8 reps this week at 240 pounds as opposed to last couple weeks sets of 10 with 200. Bench is starting to feel really good. I have no pain or tightness in through the pec and shoulder, and everything is moving well and feels relatively comfortable throughout all the working sets. So I'm finally getting a little bit less gun shy with regards to my bench training, and feeling that I can push things a little bit more now, which is good. So ended up working up to 275, and I did my last 3 of 5 sets close grip with 275. This is my heaviest set with the football bar. I think it was like 215 pounds for a set of 7. Ended up doing, I think, 4 or 5 total sets. I did a few sets of 8 leading up to this one, and then dropped back down to 175 for a set of like 13 or 15 or something like that. So on this main bench day, the main things that have changed are the reps on the Duffalo bar Larsen presses, and then I also am swapping out the dumbbell incline work for just some flat dumbbell pressing, because I'm going to be incorporating either an incline bench in sets of like 8 to 10, or possibly a wide grip bench, but I think I'll keep the incline and save the wide grip for the next rotation on the main bench day. So incline's going to be moving over to Wednesday after my overhead pressing. That way I'm getting 2 bench press days in, but not necessarily stressing everything in the exact same way, since incline is going to be a little bit more shoulder dominant of a movement than a flat bench is. So that brings us to the squat and deadlift day here. I went and saw my chiropractor the week before this session, got my hips reset, and pretty much expecting to be good to go. I wasn't having nearly as much of a weight shift in between the 2 legs, but you can see there is a little bit of instability at the very bottom, and that just quick wobble of the knees means that I'm losing tension in through my hips there. So that was causing a slight shift that I couldn't feel at the time, and wasn't able to fully diagnose until after I went back and started watching the film on it. So all of these did, however, move pretty fast. I knocked myself off balance there because I came up out of the hole a lot quicker than I was expecting. On these days, what we're doing now is rotating up to a 3x3 at about 70%, and then hitting a 3x5 at the same 60% that I was working before, with the goal being to finish all of this work inside of 20 minutes. On this day here, I think I got it all done in about 13. So conditioning and work capacity are definitely getting better. The hip tightness issue was not manifesting itself nearly as much as it was the week before. So followed that up with some block pulls this week. Bar moving much better since I've got 2 functioning glutes. Worked up to a single at 545, and then hit 3 sets with 500 from the blocks. A triple on the first 2 sets, and then a set of 5 on the last one. And all of these felt relatively good. Maybe not quite as strong as they have in the past, but compared to the last few weeks before this session, when everything has been imbalanced and I was pulling with one leg, it was definitely encouraging feeling, to say the least. Unfortunately, after I finished all of the deadlifting, while I was just hitting my accessory work, I got into my first set of shrugs. I was planning on hitting 405 for 3 sets of 20, since I've pretty regularly been hitting it for 20 on my last set or 2. And I got about 6 reps in and felt a pop in my lower back. I just shut down the set. It started getting kind of tight. I tried to do some soft tissue work on it and wasn't able to find anything that was particularly noteworthy, and decided to kind of see how I was at where I was at in the morning. And the next morning, my right side of my lower back had seized up so much that it hurt to get off the couch there. So kind of made a semi-emergency call into my chiropractor, who assured me that I did not actually slip a disc or anything like that. I just knocked my hips out of alignment again, and that caused everything in through the lower back to seize up, just kind of in a reactive way. So had a little bit of a depressing week, just taking the rest of the week off, but I did some reading, did some talking to a couple friends, and was able to find a few movement drills, compliments of Z, who that were basically designed to get my crossbody oblique sling stabilization firing. Fancy words for I have shitty balance, if you notice how difficult these end up looking here. And this weakness and deficiency here is a large part of why my hips keep rotating. The muscles that are there to kind of cross-stabilize from the shoulder to the opposite hip were very underactive. This fast forwarded over time is why I've had that imbalance between my left and right leg, and I think is the kind of underlying cause of a lot of the problems and quasi-injuries that I've had over the last year here. Just as this stabilization has remained poor, and then I've tried to continue pushing through, that's caused the hips to shift, which has let my one leg take over a lot of the work, which then has caused the other quad to get tight, which shut that hip down, which then caused the hip rotation. So it's kind of a chicken or the egg situation, but on Thursday, after doing this series of movement drills, my tightness in my back went down by probably a good 85%. And I was able to squat and deadlift this last weekend at the USPA coaching certification class. And so that's a pretty huge improvement, going from not walking very well on Tuesday to being able to squat and pull again on Saturday. So these are going to be a regular part of my warm-up for squats and deads, as well as probably going to do them another 2 times a week on my kind of rehab/off days. So take a look at some of these. They're definitely something that I would recommend trying. Am I doing them perfectly? No. I still need practice and I still suck at them. So this is what I will be doing to help get rid of that hip shift, and hopefully I have some good progress with that over the next couple of weeks. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video and my fancy new intro, courtesy of our new video that we put out with Taylor Wells of North House Media. As always, be sure to check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com, and be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat at Jeron Kerridge. Enjoy the rest of my adult gymboree class, and I will talk to you next week.